Welcome to Season 2 of the Biz Show, sponsored by InvestQuire. And now, your hosts, Barry and Lisa.
Good morning, Barry.
Good morning, Lisa. Lisa, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Just a little bit moving slow here. It's been a week with the LA fires and all the people we know and care about and people we don't know that have lost their homes in LA. It's just been tragic.
My heart goes out to those people. I mean, Pacific Palisades is pretty much gone. Malibu's got a lot of devastation too. The homes over there, I mean, those are $30 million homes, and now they're ash.
Yeah, it's just so disturbing. I just cannot fathom having to deal with that in the new year and all the a loss, just a tremendous amount of loss and people feeling homeless is just got to be a very unfamiliar feeling. It's
My
just,
my my heart goes out to them. I
yes, my heart goes out to all of them. And I know that there's a lot of resources already being built up and supplies that are being donated in various places. So do look those up in your neighborhoods and donate something for the victims that are of the fire.
Very true, very true. Well, let's get rolling today, huh? So
What
it's
have we got?
again, it's 2025, right? And we talked about 2025. I'm going to kind of recap a little bit of that last podcast. But now that it's 2025, now what? Right?
Right. It's a fresh
So
year, new
it
beginning.
is exactly. So now, you know, it's a new year. It's time to kind of do some housekeeping and stuff like that. Recap, obviously, 2024, things like that, right? So
So you might want to leave some of your old strategies behind and adopt some new ones, implement some new systems that may bring a better profitable year for you. So we're going to talk about all of that.
we are. Um, you know, let's just recap last week, kind of what we talked about in regards to what was trending and stuff like that. We talked what about AI, right? We
Hmm.
talked about sustainability, you
Right?
know, and we talked about remote work, and that's going to be a big topic throughout the entire year, right? I just saw a news article yesterday. Um, the Washington Post has required unequivocally all 100% of their employees return back to the office by
Oh, wow.
February by February 1st. Either you return to the office or you don't work here no more.
Wow. Perhaps that's a new trend. You know, we talked about how they're carrying costs of these commercial sites and buildings. So I could see why.
Yeah, definitely so. But a lot of companies are, kind of pushing that issue. And then, I was on LinkedIn last night, and then I was seeing some people having comments about that. And, a lot of the younger generation is fighting it. And I don't want to go back to the office, and I'm more productive here. And then other people are saying, you're not more productive there. You need to be in a team collaboration, so on and so forth. I mean, let's face it, when you and I are together face to face, we get a lot done.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely something to be said for that. We touched on that last week regarding
Yeah.
having the office collaboration and being able to walk over and ask somebody a question and also the competitive landscape, you know, when you're together.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think there's more benefits than there are, you know, than what people are arguing for.
I do too. And times are changing, I get it, but I don't have the answer. I don't know what it is. Um, I know what works for us, it works for me, works for you. Um, but for everybody else out there, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, come on, people, let's not be lazy. Let's get to work.
Yes. So cybersecurity was one that we talked about, right? And that's really a non-starter. You've got to, as a company, as an entrepreneur, you've got to protect your assets, right? And your digital assets, your computers, maybe your storefront, and you've got your point of sale systems and your registers and all that. You need to protect all that stuff, right? There's ransomware and things like that out there. You've really got to be on top of stuff.
Right, exactly. And
So
we had another topic we covered last week, which was the global markets are closer than ever.
Yeah, and let's face it, the internet has brought everything together.
Just at our fingertips, we can have whatever we want.
Yeah, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in China or Germany or Europe, it's literally just a couple clicks away.
Exactly. What a great way to put that.
So, it's brought us in one aspect, it's really brought us closer together, right? But then in another aspect, it's also a time warp. And some people get caught up in it. And it's funny when my mom, rest her soul, she first got a computer and got introduced to the internet. She's like, "Oh my God, there's so much stuff out here I never knew." And she says,
Yeah.
I sat down at 4:30 in the afternoon on my computer. I looked up, it was 11:30.
Wow. I remember those days too of my mom getting lost in Facebook world. She just was loving that. It was her new hobby.
It
I was
was.
like, "Where's mom?" "Oh yeah, she's in the office." Okay. How fun.
Yeah.
The good
So,
old days when things
you
were a
know,
little,
yeah, definitely a little bit slower and a little bit more, you had a little bit more luxury to do stuff.
yeah, and more appreciation for the technology, right? Now we
Right.
just can't keep up with it. It's always ever changing.
It is. So let's talk about 2025, and you're a business owner, and what's the first steps for you for 2025 and moving forward in 2025?
Yeah, and if you haven't done these already, typically we do them in the fourth quarter, getting in preparation of 2025. But if you haven't done them yet, let's talk about them.
Right. So the first one is now is the time to review 2024, right? Audit your business, right? Take a step back, take a look at your data and your sales and your expenses and stuff like that, and figure out how you aligned with the market, and are you on track of where you wanted to be versus of where you need to be versus of where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to put that down on paper. You have to have it visually in front of you. You need to make sure you have a good action plan and break it down. How many months will it take you to achieve step one, step two, step three? And what do you have to change, basically? And do you have the ability to do so? Does your business have the ability to make those changes?
Right. If you're a smart business owner, you have an accounting package, either QuickBooks or Sage or something else out there, and you should be now running reports on 2024, Q4 and the entire year. And where did you end the year? Did you make money? Did you lose money? Are you on track? What's this, what's your story?
Right. Define what's working and what's not. What are the weak points, strong points, and hopefully you'll find some middle ground to create better productivity numbers in 2025. That's the goal for all of us.
There are a lot of tools out there now to help you analyze your data, right? And of course, if you need help, Lisa and I are here to help you too. Just give us a call, and we're more than help you to help you analyze and kind of show you the trends and stuff like that.
Well, that's true because a lot of people don't have time to do it and it's not really their favorite thing and they keep putting it off. Before you know it, you're in the halfway through the year and you're like, shoot, I should have tracked my numbers. I should have saw where is my money going? What are my expenses? Is everything in alignment? And that's just really where you don't want to be this year. Let's do things different, you guys.
Please, let's try to take a step back and really contemplate and evaluate where you are.
That's right. And we're here to help you guys.
Yes, we are. So the next step, Lisa, what's that?
So what we want to definitely always have in the forefront of our minds our customer service and who we have on the front line. You want to create that experience where a customer talks about your company, your business, your services, and wants to come back. And they bring all their friends, right? So we want to focus on how you can improve customer service, who is standing on the front line, who is greeting your clients, speaking to your clients, providing information that's valuable and helpful to your clients, whether it's on the phone or in person or through an email even.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. And the thing is and the next topic kind of goes in line with this, and that's training and upscaling your staff. But you really, now's the time to survey your clients. How well did you do customer service last year? What areas are good? What areas need improvements? And then how can you make those improvements?
Right. And the numbers do speak for themselves. And then if you keep a track record of or a CRM system of who's returning back to buy again from you, then you could, that speaks for itself. Then who are your A clients, who are the people that you want to reach out to and maybe offer something exciting and extra service, a little bit of a discount because they have provided you the bulk of your business for the year. Those are the people that you want to keep, right? Because there's always somebody knocking on their door offering an additional service or a new way of doing things, which would perhaps create the likability of them trying out a different company. And we don't want that to happen to you guys. So make sure you have a pulse on your most valuable, the A game, the customers that are feeding your business.
Exactly. A previous company that I worked for, um, uh, we had a POS system, and I implemented in that POS system a very detail orientated system that kept track of each customer when they made a purchase. So every transaction, we knew who the customer was. We, collected credit card, and that went, we didn't have the credit card, but we got the name on it. And then that went into our database, just the name only, and the amount of money that they paid, and then what they bought, stuff like that. But we didn't keep any of the credit information. But that said, I could go back and pull reports and see this customer and how many times they have been in the restaurant, and even what they ordered. If I wanted to go back and look at a transaction they did 6 months ago, I could look at that and see what was ordered. And where this really helped is when we had some people who created a fuss about something. I've been coming here for 5 years, and I've never had this, or this has never happened before, blah 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 blah, right? So I'll say, okay, give me a minute and stuff like that. And I typically would go back and look, and then I come back and I'm like, you only been here twice in the last 2 months, right? You ain't been coming here 5 years, you know?
Right.
So, a lot of people fabricate things to you, and think that they're going to get away with it. And I'm not trying to call them out or anything like that, but if you have all the facts at hand, you can then, as a business owner, make better decisions.
Yeah, work smart, not harder. That's my
Exactly.
philosophy. Hmm.
Exactly. And as I said earlier, what goes along with this is training and upscaling your team, right? Invest time, especially now in 2025. Your team represents you and your business.
That's right.
So why would you want to throw somebody as the face to the customer who doesn't know anything about your business, the product, or doesn't have the skills to interact with the customer properly?
I'm so excited. I just added another member to my team yesterday in 2025. What a great way to start off the year. He's just going to be such a dynamic partner, and he's really going to add a lot of value to the team. He owns HOA companies. He's owned art galleries in Los Angeles. He's just a dynamic individual. And we do have some things in common, like being Italian and from New York. And he's just a really fun guy. And he's also got a kick-ass sense of humor. He could pretty much talk to a pebble in the street. I mean, the guy is just amazing. And I'm so excited to add him to my team. So hopefully you guys will get a chance to meet him. And I'm going to put him on the front line because he's an incredibly social, dynamic, fun-loving person. And I think he's going to add so much value and make a transaction fun. So that's what it's all about, right? We don't want to have the stress. We want to have it to be enjoyable. And those are the types of people that you really do need to have when you are selling a service or a product.
You're absolutely right, Lisa. And you scared me for a minute because you said one thing that made me cringe, that he's owned HOAs. I'm like, "Ah!"
Oh, that just shows the ability to own a company like that and really, provide a value to the community. So I'm sure he's doing right by his
I, I
his neighbor.
believe that. I believe that to be true. I was just, everyone is so down on HOAs and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I'm sure he's going to be a valuable asset to your team. I'm looking forward to meeting him at some point.
Yeah, you will, definitely.
So the next thing that you really need to do is leverage your data analytics, right? And we talked about this previously when we were talking about auditing your business and stuff like that. But there are tools out there, and of course, Lisa and I can help you in really understanding where you are in business, where you were, where you are today, and then help you forecast where you'll want to go to next.
That's right. That's the goal, right? We want to be ready for 2026. So we need to make sure that we're keeping track of the data for all throughout 2025. That's what our main point I think we're driving home here is having reports, looking at them and identifying the key points to keep your business going and growing.
Yes,
Barry, you
how
love data, right? You love data,
I
analyze.
I am a data guy for sure. And
And saves them a lot of people like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you've helped them implement new strategies to take away those things that were just draining their bank account, right? You've actually improved so many companies on a financial level.
well, I like doing that. I like digging in and seeing, I'm an analytical type of guy, right? You know that a lot of times you tell me, Barry, cut it back. It's too much information. We just need, this, like when it comes to marketing and stuff like that. And so I like to drill down and understand the root cause of the problem in business and then, solve the problem. And the only way that you're going to find that out is if you're analyzing the numbers because the numbers don't lie,
That's right. Numbers
right?
never lie. They tell the story. That's what we like to say, huh, Barry?
Well, you and I have a favorite number, right? Number 8. And that's the infinity number. So it just keeps going around and around and around with no end. It doesn't stop.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So, but yeah, it's really important for the survival of your business. And I've been out and about recently, just here in 2025, and I've seen so many businesses that are gone. Right, they were there yesterday, and today the store's empty, the location's empty, the building's empty. And why is that so? Well, perhaps they're downsizing. Maybe they moved to a different location because that location wasn't good enough. But again, these are things that you need to analyze and figure out.
That's right.
One of the things that I did with this restaurant company is I was always analyzing locations and what was the best location to drop a restaurant in, and what were some of the draws to that location, right? Because we by ourselves, yeah, they had a pretty good reputation, but you also needed other staples in there, like a movie theater, a few other restaurants, or a store, a grocery store, or something like that. That was a staple to bring people to that location more so than just yourself.
That's right. Location, location, location. That's very important. So that's a great tip, Barry. I mean, definitely we want to have the ability to draw business from the community. So location is key.
It is key. And again, this also helps about knowing your customer base, right? Taking surveys from them and understanding what they want, what their needs are, so that you can accommodate, right? If you're in business, you're in the business of providing a service or a product to a customer.
Even if you're an online company, you still get surveys. Hmm.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that's important. So then you want to prepare for the economic uncertainty, which is where we're all kind of at right now, having a state of a tragic event like the LA fires. So there's going to be some economic uncertainty with regards to how that community can recover and the domino effects that it may have. So yeah, always be prepared and have a reserve fund.
Well, exactly. And it's not just the fires, though. I mean, interest rates are still very high, right? So it's still really hard
Right.
for people to buy homes.
Yeah, they're
Um,
priced out. Absolutely.
right? As a business owner, what does that mean to you? That means if you need to borrow money, it's going to cost you more money to borrow that money.
Right.
So, there's a lot of things to take a look at. Plus, there's the uncertainty of 25. We got a new president coming in, whether it's good or bad. No one's saying, I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying that there is going to be a changing of the guard. New rules are going to apply, old rules are not going to apply. And so we need to learn how to adapt to those.
Right. Well, the one positive thing that if we can all cling to something, no matter what your opinion is of the party, he's got a business mind, so hopefully he will do right by the economics of our state, of our country. So that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. Well,
Businesses, we want you all to thrive. We want you to be able to have the ability to thrive in the economy to do well this coming year. So that is the goal. That's what I'm hopeful for.
yeah, me too. I mean, here nor there of who's, the president of the United States. It's again just being able to adapt to whatever is going to
Changes. Yeah.
transpire, right? It's not
Affect
good,
us.
it's not bad, it's just a change. And guess what? People hate change.
So yeah, exactly. But you want to stay ahead of it and have, actually, keep your business secure no matter what happens.
Right. I'm actually a change agent. I like change.
Yeah. Do you
I
have the
do.
ability to forecast it as it's coming down the pike?
Well, let's take a look at World Intermed, right? World Intermed in 2012, we were adapting AI, blockchain, and data analytics into electronic medical records. AI
Well,
didn't come out until 2019, blockchain, whereas blockchain had been out since 2008. It was really tied into crypto and stuff like that. It didn't become mainstream and into corporate America until 2018. So we were already taking and adapting technologies that we saw that were going to really push the limit of new technologies for the healthcare industry, so on and so forth. Um, so yeah, I would say yes. We were able to see and forecast what was going to happen, and we adapted and applied it to our product.
yeah, and some corporations and companies do have strategic analysts that are in place to keep their business forward thinking, right? There
Right.
is actually jobs for that. And I love listening to forecasters. I really do. I think it really opens up your mind and keeps you very sharp and aware so that you can prepare. Um, so yeah, that's definitely interesting, Barry. Thank you for sharing that.
Here's a funny thing. It's talking about forecasters and speculators, right? And the difference between the two. Um, we here locally where I live, we have been seeing gas prices go up. And I was paying, $4.19 a gallon, and now it's $4.29 a gallon. It's going back up. It did come down, now it's going back up.
Oh, it is? Oh, I thought it was still coming down. Well,
Well,
maybe you need to find a new gas station like Costco or something.
that was Costco.
Oh, oh, it was.
Oh,
Okay.
but yesterday I was in Huntington Beach. And in Huntington Beach, I saw a gas station and gas was $3.99. I'm like,
There you
wait,
go.
what? What?
City to
Yeah,
like 20 minutes away. Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah.
so crazy. And you're like, oh, shoot, I should have got gas there.
Well,
Right?
if I had not already had a full tank, I would have pulled in. And then I found
Oh,
another gas station that was down in Laguna Niguel, and it was $3.95. I'm like, nice.
nice.
But then I come back to my gas station, and when I got back here, it gone up another 10 cents to 3.30 or 4.39 a gallon. I'm like, what? Why is these going up? And those are going down.
Yeah, that's interesting. Why is that?
Yeah,
You have an location or what? Demographics?
again, it is the geographical location, who's your
Your inner
competition
city.
in the
Yeah.
areas. Yeah. So, and I guess what
Well,
the market
this
will bear, right?
in the summertime, those gas stations will be higher and yours will be lower.
Yeah, well, hopefully, maybe so.
Everybody goes to the beach in the summertime.
Well, that they do, and I kind of steer clear of our beaches during the summertime because they're just too crowded for me. I like sparsely populated beaches.
Yes, there's plenty of those to find around in Laguna if you want to hike down 1,000 steps.
One of my favorite beaches was actually up in San Francisco in a place called Baker Beach.
Oh
And
yeah.
it was just below the Golden Gate outside of on the ocean side. And Tammy, my wife, and I used to go walk that thing all the time. She used to look for sea glass, but it was maybe, if I was lucky, there might have been 20, 30 people on that beach at any given time.
Yeah, what a beautiful time. When you feel like you
And
have the whole beach to yourself like that.
yeah, you go here to the beach, like Laguna Beach. There's times I've gone down there and it's like, oh my God, there's like 2.5 million people on this beach.
Right. There you go.
Yes.
You know, and even in the wintertime is a great time to go to the beach. So you can get out there now, Barry, and there probably won't be too many people, and you are only steps away.
The thing is you're right, Lisa. We live in Southern California. It's summer year round down here. So
Yeah, and you meet so many amazing people just being out in the community. It's just really fun. And actually, I met somebody that has like I think he's got three businesses. And the way he spends his day is really doing the things he loves because his businesses are running themselves and he's very financially secure. And I just find that to be an amazing person that maybe we can interview for our podcast because, yeah, he's living the life that he designed. And I think he's only 36, if I remember correctly. And his businesses are out of the area. So, he's able to live where he wants and chooses and still has business and um, profitability happening in those companies. And he spends his time on the golf course and playing tennis. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting person to talk to. We'd have to get him on here.
we definitely need to get him on here and figure out what his formula is. And I would love to play a round of golf and some tennis with him. I really
Yeah,
so want to get back on the tennis court.
you're a tennis person. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, tennis is fun. Everybody talks about
Tennis,
pickleball, but I like tennis too.
I used to use it for exercise, and I really need to get back out there and start doing that again.
Oh yeah, it'll like raise up your adrenaline and yeah, it's all good, Barry.
Yes. Well, anyways, that kind of wraps up this podcast now for us.
So let's get out on our in our courts and let's play this game of life and do well in our companies and track our numbers and have audits of our company so we can see where we're going and stay ahead of the curve.
Hey, just make sure you bring a good racket, right?
That's right.
All
Beat
right.
our competition.
That's right. Beat them over the head with your tennis club.
Oh, sometimes we want to do that.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe. 75% of the people who listen to our podcast are not subscribers to this. So we only have a small few subscribers. That will help us a lot. If
That
the
makes
more
a
people subscribe,
difference.
it makes
Yeah,
a major difference.
we are tracking our numbers. Barry's tracking it, you guys. We need to have a chart that goes up. So please subscribe. We want all of you listeners to subscribe. It just takes what? A mega second to click on it.
Yep, just it is. Boom, click, and you're done. All
So
right,
let's
so
do
how are
that
they going to
today.
head over us, Lisa?
The Biz Show is all over Pandora, Spotify, the internet, everywhere. Just type it in your Google and you'll see us. Lisa and Barry, Best Pitch, The Biz Show. We're all over. We have a Facebook page. We have investquire.com. I get notifications every time somebody views our page or our website. So it's kind of fun to have that continue. So please reach
Yes.
out.
Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great day, and let's make it a great 2025.
That's right. God bless you guys.
Bye.
Bye.